our dough, chaps. We've done our dough.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of Odds. Week 49, closing in on 50 weeks of tracking betting results. So, last week, what happened? Wasn't a classic week for racing. A couple of Quinellas, one paid about 46 and got like 10%, one paid 100, got about 13, actually no, about 7%, which still ended up being okay, but just for those bets. So we got back about 27 overall, a few $2 here, $3 there. Yeah, wasn't a whole lot. I liked those races. I thought they were interesting. I thought it was a good a day where there were good races at Morphettville and in Queensland and New South Wales. But yeah, no, not a lot back. And then the AFL went with Adelaide again. However, should have stuck more with the goals than the disposals because that had been paying off for weeks with Rochelle and Fogarty and Walker and 3 out of 4 legs, but didn't get Saligo. Had him for 20 and he got about 16 touches. So close but no cigar, $20 of bonus bets then for this week, which is good. But would have been nice to keep the Adelaide train going on. So previous week results. So 27 back on the racing, so minus 22. Sport 0 back, minus 20. Overall, where are we? We were up to last week, up around 230 in cash across both medians. So we dropped about 40, so up about 189 now. Percentage-wise, racing was at 7.5. That's dropped to 6.5, and then sport was, I think it was 6. I think it was 6 or 7. That's dropped to 4. So overall, it's a 5.9% return, and the share market has just crept up and overtaken us. That's at about 6.5%. We've been up for the bulk of the weeks, but the share market's now on a tear and need to respond. It's been a long time since any sort of big exotic paydays. So this Saturday, May 17, best racing is in Doomben 10,000. Adelaide has dropped off. Scone's good, quite a few listed races, and then the Dark Jewel, Group 3. And there's a few races in New Zealand of interest. Would have liked to have got there, however, ran out of money, even with bonus bets. I thought that Doomben was really worth hitting hard for the reason that there's a lot of big fields and a lot of first starters and lightly raced horses. And Flemington, some interesting races. But yeah, just didn't get to do a big spread. I even wanted to bet on the Tennant Creek Cup, but didn't get there. I don't think there was even a lot of form. No video replays. They didn't see any fixed odds markets. So it was a bit sketchy, but yeah, that was that. And then Pimlico on Sunday, Preakness Stakes in the USA. Again, there was no form available at the time. I'm just looking at it now. Race 13, the Black-Eyed Susan Stakes. Gee, they've got some interesting stuff going on over in the USA. That actually might be tomorrow. Wow. Anyway, getting back to Saturday. So, let's start with Doomben. Race 1. 2 things. Just want to have a wing bet on Fukubana because I love the name. Otherwise, I thought it was a difficult race. And Mississippi Prince, really good wet track record. It's currently a slow 7, probably could get worse. Mississippi Prince has got a great wet track record. Soft 11 starts, 3 wins, 3 placings. Heavy 2 starts, 2 wins. So that is at 50 to 1, bit crazy. So I want to have each way there. Standout Quinella, Mississippi Prince number 1 with the field. And then, yeah, Fukubana for the win. Just want to start lightly at Doomben. Race 2, 350 metre, 78 grade handicap. This one, too difficult, too many horses. Banana Slide is a cool name. It's coming off 2 wins at a spell, paying 12. Just wanted to leave that one. Race 3, also 1,350 metres. This one's open grade. Big field, good race and good betting race. Pisces is the favourite. Want to be on it for the reason that when horses, and this applies a lot to Hong Kong, when they get back in the field, maybe they're 10th the whole way, maybe they're 15th the whole way. When they end up running on and then not necessarily getting in the top 5, maybe they do, but when they lose by only a few lengths, but they've made up a lot of positions in the run, it's always a good sign. So it came from 15th to run 9th, came from 10th to run 5th by 2.4 lengths. They came 12th. It came from 12th to run 4th by 2.8 lengths. So I feel like Pisces is working up to something. I think it's a pretty high-class horse. Down in grade today, J Mac on board. All things bode well. Good luck to me at $4 is a good second favourite. So Naive. This is a huge point out. This has come across from New Zealand. They're running in top group races. Comes over here. Can handle slow. It's at a US Navy flag. Pay 18 currently. Huge value with Mark Zara on board. A punter has been pretty consistent. They'll go in the Quinella. Cosmo Centaurus and I'm Heroic, I think, are a bit outclassed. Ruins of Rome, I definitely want in a Quinella. 5 starts, placed in 3 of them, 60% place rate. Currently 60-1. It's 400 on the total. It was 1,150 just before. Not that that actually means anything, but just to show you how currently skewed the market is. Whoever's, it's probably like one guy with one giant bet on some horse, but even that's not showing because Pisces is 320. So just maybe no one's even put a ticker on Ruins of Rome. But anyway, I want to put that in the Quinella. Miss by Slinger, probably the gate's too wide. Elmore Zillow probably doesn't handle the wet. Booming Bianca, win, spell win. Interesting. I won't take it today. I think it'll get run down. From Barrier 1, it should get an okay lead. But yeah, want to be on Pisces, class horse, the level weights, suits, and then a Quinella for 1 Pisces, 2 Good Luck to Me, 3 So Naive, 4 A Punta, 7 Ruins of Rome. And that is all. That is all. Race 4, 1,600 metres, Burnborough Handicap, listed race. El Mubia. I can't believe this ran in the Doncaster. It's run 13th behind Stevie Magnetica, lost by 4 lengths, also came from 10th to run. Oh no, it's actually stayed in the run, so it was actually around 10th the whole way, and then in the rank 13th. I did not see that at all in the Doncaster. Just could have, like blinked and I wouldn't have known it was there. Very good place strike rate out of Frankel. Wow, that's something. Very good place strike rate. 9 placings out of 26 starts, only 4 wins. It's not really a winner. So it's got J-Mac on board. It's a very weak field. Even still, I just think that it could get rolled. Tenzing's been in good form. Not the greatest of horses, but quite capable. 29 starts, 7 wins, 12 placings. Out of Contributor. Other ones, Cosmic Vega probably gets beaten by the track condition. Brookhaven, I feel first up's got something to offer. The first up record is not bad. 5 starts, 1 win, 2 placings. Again, a similar record, 28 starts, 4 wins, 9 placings. That's very similar to Almabia. And yeah, it's been running an open grade in the previous prep. It's been pretty good. It's got a lightweight here, Barrier 1. There's something to be said for that. So each way Brookhaven, I'll take on the favourite Almabia, but I'll do a trifecta. Roving Banker, Almabia, and Brookhaven in it. Feel like Almabia probably is a lock for a place, but it's a race I don't really want to have too much on because I don't really have much belief or respect for Sabak and Rising Pacific, the 2 second favourites. Moving on. Race 5, Spirit of Voodoo Classic Group 2. This is a massive race. This is great. Reasons are Grafter Burnens. It's a better horse than I realised, and its 2 starts on the wet have been really good. One of them came down the outside, mowed them down, made up a lot of ground. The other one got really held up, and then it was had to check off heels. It's a much better run than it looks like. I think on a wet track, it's really going to excel. So it just depends where it gets to from barrier 11. But even at the 9, I'm very keen. So I'll have a bigger bet than I normally would on Grafter Burners. Thea Creek, I watched some replays. One of them, and it sort of impressed me in how easily it sidled up to the field and went past. Not that it did a lot when it did that, but just the way that it sort of came upon them, it was like a good horse. And then another run I watched, it sort of battled along. So not sure. Navy Pilot number 6 seems like value. It's won a trial. It's coming off a good win on a soft track. A bonus bet straight onto there. I should mention we had a $20 bonus bet from last week, split into 10 at $2 bets. So one of those definitely on Navy Pilot. Namaste, I want to put that in the Quinella because it's paid 23 and it's had second, third. So only been running in maidens, but could have a lot of improvement. Josh Parr on board and probably goes under the radar a little bit. And then 2 I want to mention down the order. Lucky Lass number 17. It's had 1 run for a win and then good trials either side, a win and a third. 1 at the Gold Coast and beat Steffi Electrica. Not the Magnetica kind, but, probably a half brother or sister. That won really well. So that at $23 has to go in. Then number 14, Earn to Burn. Now this is number 14, barrier 17. It's had 2 runs, 4th and a third, 4th the Gold Coast behind Main Girl, 3rd at Sunshine Coast behind Quietly Arrogant. That's won 2 trials. It's paying $60 and $15 for the place. I watched the runs, they were quite good. And then it's had 2 trials and it's smashed it. It's won by 7 lengths and then won by 6 lengths. And it's been on wet ground too. So that's got to be a huge place bet, Earn to Burn. The barrier's bad, but who knows? It's a very open race. So some real value there. Grafter Burners, huge standout. Earn to Burn, huge standout. And then the others for Quinella. 1, 5, 6, 10, 14, 17. Might throw in one of these other ones like Talk to Be Sure. I mean, Cool Archie, Galanero. There's just so many chances, but just got to stake your claim on what you like. So Quinella will be at the end. Race 6, 2,000 metres Chairman's Handicap. So Sir Delius is resuming, but it's had nice English staying form in its previous prep. It's won some trials here. Yeah, can't fault it. Pretty weak race. That is as good as anything or better. So 60 kilos, let's jump on, $2.40. A leg run wants further. Immediacy's been in good form. Would rather see how it translates to the Sydney way of going. Nico Spur on the heavy, I think. Assuming it is heavy, but even if it's slow, it's placed half the time. Feel like it's got something to offer. And then Nereus as well. That's got some good New Zealand staying form. That's paying 26. That's got to Australian Tour Quinella. Kibosh, same deal. Seems to bob up every now and again. David Deo, I don't want to take it, but I just want to point out 10 starts, 3 wins and a placing. Not bad. Three runs on soft for nothing. All of its flops have been on soft. Is it correlated? Not sure. It's 200 to 1. So probably like the poor man's version of Sir Delius, but worth watching. And then Anema Core number 14. The form's been 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 3rd, 6th. Consistent. 14 starts, 3 wins, 7 placings. Can handle wet. Straight in the Quinella. It's paid $50. So each way, Sir Delius number 1, Quinella for 1, 4, 6, 9, and 14. Race 7. 1100 metres, the Bright Shadow listed race. Way too tough. Moving on. Race 8. Doomben 10,000 Group 1. Overpass, very good in WA. Not so sure here. It's going to be a speedy customer to go and lead. Schwartz will come across with it. They'll probably pressure each other. Schwartz did hold on really well in that William Reed. She's bulletproof, harassed it the entire way, and it's still kicked away by 3 or 4 lengths. Probably you can do that at Moonee Valley, but not really anywhere else. Want to see it again. I feel like this entire day at Doomben, they're going to fan out into the middle of the track. It's going to be one of those slog fests where they're all there, a wall of 10, 12 horses battling down the straight. And I just don't see the leaders being as effective, and I just see some outsiders and some unpredictable results. So not super keen on either of those two. Probably frames up really well for Marzu. Loves the wet, loves those kind of tracks. Number 3. Desert Lightning at 50 to 1, I feel like it's got something to offer. Placed about 2/3 of the time. Handles wet really well. I think that's a great place bet. Rothfire's going to have to come across as an 8-year-old and probably be in that speed battle, not sure. Zarastro is coming from weaker grade. It's sort of been running enlisted in Group 3. However, I feel like this is the kind of track or conditions that could suit it. It'll pay around 7 for the place, so I'd like to place bet there. Plenty of other chances, like Jeddah Beale coming off good runs. Sunshine in Paris is certainly the class horse of the race, coming off 3 Group 1s, like its most recent, 3rd to Jimmy Star. Barrier 11's a bit poor, and 420 is perhaps a bit short, but it is a horse that probably runs its best races 3rd or 4th up. and it is that today. And I don't think anything else in the race can really match it for quality. Benedetta's obviously a terrific horse, paying 5, hasn't won for a little bit, but that's about all you can say. And then Payline's 2 from 2 of the track, but coming from a way different sort of ball game. So for me, place on Zarastro, place on Desert Lightning, a Quinella probably with 3 Marzu, 5 Desert Lightning, 8 Zarastro, 12 Sunshine in Paris. Not that it will pay a whole lot. Win bet on Sunshine in Paris just because it's a good horse, and that's about all. Race 9 will skip. Firm Agreement and Shangri-La Spring have cost me lately. So that's doom and done. Moreville's a bit of a skip. Flemington West going to target the race savers. Race 1, just want 1 Hard Lady, 3 starts, 3 wins, country sprinter. Anything that comes out of all rings when winning by decent margins, I like. I've seen that before, and they tend to be good when they come to the city. So 1 Hard Lady, paying $4.20 each way. Race 2, 1400 metres, Trevor Clark handicap. High vol, 1 start, 1 win. It was up on the pace, held on well. Might not be anything special, but it's the favourite here. I'll have a win bet just because we get bonus bets back. Hot Sand, decent trials. It's run last year trial that won. It's paying 50. I think that's still good value. And then the rest, hard to say. Standout Quinella, Hot Sand with the field, and then a win bet on High Vol. Race 3, 1200 metres, 78 grade. A lot of evenish horses. Love the Zoo. Here comes the start. I'm just going to go Zabella. It's run down the straight well before. It's got a 3 kilo claim. It can handle wet. It started raining about an hour ago. This is Friday night, of course. So yeah, each way Zabella. That's about all for race 3. Race 4, really good betting race. 1400 metres open. Super Photons across from New Zealand. 23 on the tote, 26 on Sportsbet fixed odds currently. Definitely a bonus bet on that. No strings attached. I feel like that's the kind of horse that is going to hold form really well. It's had a few wins. Then it's had a 2nd and a 7th. Nothing would surprise me if it rebounded and won again. The 7th was a Caulfield. Often those Caulfield races, or especially around the Heath track, can be a bit funny and can be pattern dictated. So I'm going to put too much stock in that. Daggers, its form doesn't read particularly well. 5th spell, 2nd, over 10th, 6th. But it was 10th behind Alabama Lass. That was a hot race, and Alabama Lass is a really good horse. And then 6th to Reserve Bank, which just got and won the Goodwood. So I feel like Daggers has got to be a bit more in the market. Well, no, it is in the market. It's paying 5, but worth a bit more of a mention than what it's currently got. Calcalo's the favourite. I feel like that's going to go down. That hasn't really run at anything super special. It's run 2nd in the list race behind Wonder Boy at Bendigo. Don't know about that race. Then it's one at Caulfield. Beaten Ruta Royale, don't know. I wouldn't take the 350. Santa Ana Moon, huge value. 3 starts for a win at a placing, 70-1. 15 for the place. That's a big option. Big Sexy made up massive ground at Warrnambool. Feel like it was probably the track. It was probably very, very wet there. May do it again. 40-1, certainly enticing to see if it will. Caliana's had 1 start for 1 win, paying 20. It's that kind of race where there's just chances galore and you can make a case for things. So definitely pick something out. I was going to do no strings attached for the each way bet with the bonus bet in mind, but we'll do Daggers. I just feel like the form lines are too good to pass up. Definitely bonus bets on Super Photon, and then the Quinella for 1, 2, 5, 6, just for show. 11, Santa Ana Moon. 5 horse. Race 5, the Sir Henry Bolt handicap, 2,000 metres. As if he needs a race named after him, in all honesty. Average race. Liked the way that Alpha Bar ran on last time. 4th start in out of the Palantino. It won at about 40-1, and it's paid 200-1 here, 35 for the place. It's pretty insane. These staying races, you do see crazy 100-1 plus horses running places. I was impressed the way that it came down that, I think it was Ballarat Straight. Yeah, behind Saxon Blood. Beating Saxon Blood. Yeah, that was impressive. Also, Hot Majesty has been running in listed at an open just recently and wasn't far away from Rogan. And before that was all right. I feel like that's got something to offer at 23s. Otherwise, very, very open. And that's race 5. Race 6, Hilton Nicholas straight 6 listed. Just going to do a skip. Oh, actually, no. Marble 9 because it's an old favourite. I'll do a bonus bet. Title Fighter is also an old favourite, but I feel like it's probably better suited at not a sort of Flemington straight track. And favourite's King Zephyr, 4 wins in a row. But I just want to have a sentimental bet on Marble 9 and then just watch. I feel like it's one of those tricky races. Who dares, the astrologist? Anything could really bob up and anything could happen. Race 7, the Andrew Ramsden. Didn't even get to this. Just want to make a mention that Virtuous Circle should never go around at anything above 30-1, can often bob up. Berkshire Breeze is a sort of favourite in there. This is always tend to be won by something low quality, so my advice is don't put too much stock in the form. This race can be won by anything. So Basilina, I always think of as a Flemington horse. That's actually had really good form lately. First over 10 seconds, second. I'll be watching Basilina. I'll be watching Virtuous Circle, and with great interest to see if Mostly Cloudy can win a race, if Berkshire Breeze could win a race, if Other Baskin can win a race. Just so many of these horses that just plod along. Race 8 and race 9 also skips, no bonus bets back there. And then we'll have a quick look at Scone. Race 1. Nope, not going to do anything. Race 2. Just want to have something on Ferrozano purely because I like the name. Just think it's brilliant. A bit Egyptian, a bit Italian. It's got a claim. It's a $7 favourite. There are 3 $7 equal favourites. Sorry, 2 $7 equal favourites in this race. Yeah, Fearsome Fred might also get to that point, so it's very open. But yeah, want to have something each one. Ferrozano, and there was maybe one other one in this race, was there? Just trying to go through the field. Nope, that was all. False line. Race 3. Zumbo, so the 2 starts with 2 wins. Win, spell, win. Currently paying 17. Well drawn again, barrier 5. Should go forward. That's something to have. And then down the bottom, Odaka. It's only had one run where it ran 8th. One of the strangest runs I've ever seen. It missed the start. Couldn't keep with them for anything. It was well back, and then around the turn, it sort of made a lot of ground. Then it was picking its way through the field, seemingly with ease. And then when it actually was not threatening the top 5, but was sort of in the ruck, it was off heels. It was running into trouble. Very strange run, but it could have taken a lot of improvement from that. Prior to that, it had won a trial, and then after that, it's run 5th and 2nd in trials. So Odaka at $23, very interesting. Zumbo, as mentioned, that is all. And then race 4. Race 4, nothing. I think from there on in Scone, not doing anything. So that was actually everything. There'll be a lot of bets around. There'll be a lot of bets in those 3 meetings, a lot of bonus bets and a lot of multiple bets in each race because there's so many horses. Skipping Tennant Creek. Then in the AFL, Adelaide have been so good lately for me. However, they're playing at the G. It's going to be wet. I want a shootout. I want games where it's going to be high goals. So going to the Dogs in Essendon. Norton kicked nothing last time. I feel like he always plays well against us. So Norton for 2 is paying $1.50. 1 for Peter Wright. He's been goalless at his past 2, so he's paying $1.20. And then Langford missed out on goals last time. 1 goal or more, $1.28. So overall paying $2.50, 20 on that for $50 return, and bonus bets back if it loses. So here we are. We're up against it, trying to get back to double figure returns in the racing, chasing sort of a big Quinella or trifecta to do that, as always. And on the footy's been good lately, but we do want to stay above 0. Kentucky Derby recently, 10-0 show. Preakness Stakes coming up this Sunday, getting into the heart of the mid-year, like June, July, Queensland Carnival, wet tracks galore, Sydney's like rain all of next week. Yeah, here we are. and had a multi last night on the Gold Coast game, and it was like I just put on this ridiculous 7-leg thing, thinking, oh, if it's going well, I might be able to cash out. I got every leg needed Chol for a goal and needed Miller for 4 touches. Couldn't believe it. Chol actually got the goal. He actually got another one as well. He was on 1, then he got 2, then he ended up on 3. But Miller couldn't get his 4 touches, so it was going to be $30 to get back 367.50, and the highest cash out I saw was 112. Didn't do it. Thought Miller would get the touches. He did not. So that was a very random one. But yeah, it can pay to go fewer legs, but pick a few people to get more goals. A lot of people I had to get 1 goal, they got 2 or 3. So cut your legs down, but pump up the goal output for certain players. Have a great week of betting. Great racing. As usual, there's always something somewhere. And even Ellerslie and Tarapa have got some good events. So check it out. Have a good one.
And then came Sweet Liaison as they turned for home. Jefferson, he's been in fun every inch of the way. He's out like 2.